welcome to another RSR. Tonight I'm reviewing LA Galaxy 1, Seattle Sounders FC 0, MLS Cup Playoffs 2024 Western Conference Final. The LA Galaxy win 1-0. They're going to face and host the New York Red Bulls in MLS Cup next weekend. 6 days from now, give or take a good bit of hours. 3 p.m. Central on Saturday, December the 7th. 4 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Mountain, 1 p.m. Pacific. Which, that's what matters for Galaxy fans, because they're hosting the final. Was it the prettiest game? No. Was it the prettiest performance? No. Was it a first ever gutsy performance the Galaxy had to put out during the offseason, the postseason? Put out during the postseason. Yes, it was gutsy. But were they lucky? Yeah. Were they the better team at times? Yes. Did they still win? Yes. LA Galaxy 1, Seattle Sounders FC 0 en la Oeste Conferencia Final de la MLS. LA Galaxy ganador contra New York Red Bulls en la MLS Cup próximo sábado, Diciembre 7. LA Galaxy win. They move on. Not the prettiest match, but they win anyway, which is what champions do, because the way this game was going, I was like, you know what? They might just lose this. They might just lose this heartbreakingly. But no, halftime 0-0. First 30 minutes, it was back and forth, but the Galaxy really looked to have good chances when they were going back and forth. Sounders did too. But as that first half went on, and even the second half, the Sounders started to make the Galaxy not believe in their power and believe in their performance. Made them believe that because this playoffs have come so easy for the Galaxy, it was going to be hard for them to win this match. The Sounders were stingy, very stingy at the back. The Galaxy were a little bit desperate for a lot of this game. Stephen Fry still did Stephen Fry things. No Neymar, no problem. Nathan steps up well in this game. Nuhu's still there. Does what he normally does for the most part. First half, though, Galaxy, the first 30 minutes, they believed in themselves. But as that first half was ending, the Sounders started to take a little bit more initiative, play the ball forward. Still stopped them when they got back, but their chances were a little bit more. Their passing was half-ass. Their chances weren't as great. The Galaxy, their passing was half-ass. And they started to stop believing in themselves. They started to think, oh, are we only good because we were so dominant? Are the Sounders our kryptonite? Greg Vanney's probably thinking, not this again. Please, God, no. I thought the same. I was like, oh, well, this is going to happen again to Greg Vanney, one of his teams, against the Sounders in a final, whether it's a conference or MLS Cup final. And I look at it, I'm like, yeah, the way this is going, Brian Schmetzer still has Greg Vanney's number because, damn it, man. The way it was being played, I was like, Seattle might just, I'm sort of seeing it. They might just figure this out and win by the skin of their teeth. Whether it's penalties, a late goal, or an extra time goal, they're going to find it. Luckily for them, the script was flipped. Toronto, they probably would have been the ones scored on in the 86th minute. But LA Galaxy finds it. Dejan Joveljic, the ball's played right to him at the top of the box. It's recovered in the offensive zone by LA. They press it away. They get it back. They pass it to Dejan Joveljic. He has it at the top of the box. He bangs it past Stephen Fry. It was a split-second chance out of nowhere, but that's what you needed to beat the Sounders, who were being very stingy at the back. An out-of-nowhere chance. Dejan Joveljic puts it away. 1-0. 1-0 esta noche. That's all they needed. Full-time 1-0, 1-0 esta noche. LA Galaxy win. They move on to MLS Cup. LA Galaxy ganador avanzada de la MLS Cup. Big win for the Galaxy. Was it? Again, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't as dominant as I expected. The Sounders were very, very stingy. The second half, their chances, I didn't think they had many good chances, the Sounders. But I think defensively, They were very, very stingy as this match went on. And you look at it and you say, the Sounders know how to play in the playoffs. It's that simple. They know. They aren't a team who are hard to figure out, but they know how to play in the playoffs. They are very stingy. They are very just absolute hard-nosed in defense. Offense, is it there most of the time? No. Do they hold you out long enough that it may beat you? Yes, and there were moments where I'm like, let Jordan Morris get on the end of one. It sounds like that's starting to play out. Now, it didn't here, but the Sounders played their exact game plan. Did it work out tonight? No, but sometimes it doesn't. Galaxy found a way to end it before extra time. It was getting tight, but they found it. Full-time stats, 13 shots to 8, 5 shots on goal to 4, 54% possession to 46% possession, 557 pass to 461, 90% pass accuracy to 89% pass accuracy, 8 fouls to 13, 0 offside to 1, 0 yellow cards to 4, 0 red cards to 0, 3 corners to 5. LA Galaxy, they did enough. Was it pretty? Again, no. Did they look like their dominant selves that they were against Colorado and Minnesota? No. Did they look like the team who bottled it to Houston on decision day? No. They definitely were semi-convincing tonight, but they definitely underestimated Seattle. Not as much as LAFC did, but I don't know why you would even half underestimate them or even a quarter underestimate them after what happened last week to your rivals. But you're at home, you think, well, we've kicked everybody's ass at this point. We're going to kick theirs. They're not even that good this time. They've floated on their defense and they lost their best defender. We're going to be fine. I think that was the thought process. It wasn't a good one. Almost had you going to extra time. And I think you could tell that was their thought process because the way they fell apart second half, or at the end of the first half into the second half, was, they thought they were just going to walk in here and whip Seattle's ass. And I think they did. I legit think they did think they were going to whip Seattle's ass. I don't think that's a joke. I think that's what they thought, was they were going to whip Seattle's ass. Did they? No. Did they win the game? Yeah. Was it a lucky chance that ended up quickly forming like a spin-up tropical storm in June that runs into the Outer Banks? Yeah. Yeah, it was one of those. Did it get the job done? Yes. Unlike one of those spin-up tropical storms, because normally they don't get the job done depending on what you call getting the job done. But in this case, yes, it did. In this case, yes, it did. Got the job done. Dejan Joveljic is man of the match for me because he's the one who scored the goal. He put him through. He deserves man of the match. Seattle, they fought. That's what they do. They fight. They know how to fight. And I respect everything that they do, honestly. Even though I don't like the club, even though I don't like the history that Toronto has with them, and I'm not a fan of Seattle, I can respect them. I respect what Brian Schmetzer does. He's a very good coach. He has a good team that somehow out of nowhere loses some of their best players and still ends up making a Western Conference final. And slightly rebuilding, makes it to an MLS Western Conference final. Hey, big ups to Seattle. They're a tough-ass team. And that's exactly why they're here. And is it bad for them that they lost? Yeah, but honestly, I think they saw it as house money. And that's why they performed so well, because they're like, hey, if it ends here, it ends here. You had a good season. Let's build on this next year. That's probably the message from Brian Schmetzer to these guys. They wanted to prove to themselves that they could still do it before the Club World Cup. I really believe that, especially the guys who were still there during the CCL and all the late 2010s, early 2020s years. That's who wanted to prove they could still have knockout stage fight. I think they really did this to prove that the CCL, not the CCL, because, well, they may still be there, actually, depending on what happens in MLS Cup. If Galaxy win, they're in. But the Club World Cup, they wanted to prove that they could still fight at the Club World Cup and not look idiots. They got some fight. They got some dog in them. The question is do we see them build on that? Maybe. But with that being said, Seattle, commiserations. You fought hard. LA Galaxy, congratulations. Felicidades, LA Galaxy. You move on to the Cup final. We're going to see how it turns out on Saturday. With that being said, if you like this video, like and share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you tomorrow. Dynasty Stars for month ahead for December 2024. Everybody else, plus the Dynasty Stars, my reaction to John Herdman's resignation from the manager post of Toronto FC. I'm going to get that video done, don't worry. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace.